Trying to tell the difference between a reproduction case and an original case can sometimes be difficult depending on the condition. Now, if you look really closely at this one, you'll notice that there's some cracks on the front. This is the original case, so this is not the reproduction. Now, the reproduction, here this is. It looks a lot glossier, a lot cleaner looking, and there's another difference between these two: weight. Now, the original has a lot heavier case versus the lighter reproduction. I'm guessing it's just the material that's used to actually make the case that makes the distinction between the two. That's one major difference that you could tell between an original versus a reproduction. Now, one thing about reproduction cases is that a lot of the time they don't come with manuals. This is no exception. Every single reproduction case that I bought, shout out to the original case maker from Etsy, that's who I bought every single one of my reproduction cases from. He's done them all for me. There is no manual with this, only the cover art, that's it. So, and of course the front art, the back art, of course the side, everything like that. So this is the reproduction case. You can tell that the print is really high quality. He's done a really great job with this. It looks a lot like the original, and there's not really anything that's distinctive as far as like telling the difference, but like I said, minus the weight, and maybe if you look really closely at the print, you could tell that it's been like printed off. But that's really it. Even the case. Now, this is the original disc, of course, that I have. This was my loose copy of Legend of Dragoon that I got in a binder last year, and I had a hell of a time trying to find just the case for it without either, you know, all the discs or like maybe one or two missing. Whenever you're going for a collection and you have a lot of loose discs, it is really tough to find an actual case to put stuff in, because most of the time they're going to have the games already in them. So it's better just to opt to get a reproduction case versus, you know, just buy the whole game outright. So one other difference that I did notice is that the inside. So the inside of this is a little bit lighter of like material versus the original, and I'll show that in just a minute. That's really the only difference between the cases that I could tell, minus like looking really closely at the art print. Now, one thing that I did find funny is that this is actually supposed to be in the back versus this is supposed to be the front of the disc cover art in the inside of this. I found that funny, but that's okay. I can always fix that. But still, nonetheless, it's a really high quality print. I really enjoyed these cases. I would highly suggest, if you're looking for an option to actually find something for loose discs, I definitely recommend finding someone that you trust as far as like doing actual reproduction cases. Now let me show you the original. Moving on to that. So here's the original. And of course, like I said, whenever you get reproduction cases, they do not include manuals. There are reproduction manuals that are made, I believe, but I've not encountered those yet. I'm still going to try to find original manuals for my stuff, but then again, they can be a pain in the ass to find. Tomba 2, for example, I bought that with the case and the disc, but with no manual, because it was a lot cheaper to do that versus paying, I think, like over $200 for a complete box. Still looking for that manual. Haven't found it yet. Maybe one day I will. But anyway, see, here's the front cover art. This is what it's supposed to be. Like I said, it's like like different in there. It's like swapped. So that's it. And then of course we have the big manual. That's one reason why a lot of these multi-cases have, you know, these multi-cases like this, is because of big ass manuals. I've already discussed that though in another video. Woo! And then of course, like I said, you can tell a difference in the material that's used, at least in this part. And then of course the quality of the print, if you look really, really closely at the print on the reproduction versus the actual original case. And then going here, see how it was swapped out, but like I said, I can fix it. It's no big deal. It's still a good print. Really, really great job. Very affordable. That's another thing too. Affordability is another thing when it comes to reproduction cases. They aren't too expensive to get, so versus trying to actually buy the whole game again. So it's definitely the way to go. And I just wanted to touch base on, you know, a few of the differences between a reproduction case versus an actual original case. And this is the one example that I can give, considering I have multiple copies of Legend of Dragoon. But I would definitely check out reproduction cases if that's something you're interested in. Until next time, this is the PlayStation Girl signing out. Game on!